Hello, Chameleon Academy. Welcome to this wonderful Saturday. And oh my goodness, we got everybody's here. Woo! All right, Gabriel, gorgeous of the company. Actually, that's a female lateralis, Gabriel. Uh, very similar. Very similar. Hello, Joanne, Mikey, Eliza. Two Turtle Tom wants to get this party started. All right, let's get going. So, oh, Joanne's got Waldo. Waldo, the new Nosy Babe. Excellent. Excellent. Where are you at, Bill? James, I am in Orange County. And so the reason why James is asking that is because we have a tropical storm coming in here. This is not something that we are used to. This is a Florida thing. This is for Howard, not for Bill. And for some reason, Bill gets it this time. We're actually having a tropical, it's a hurricane, but by the time it hits Southern California, it'll be a tropical storm. And so it's actually about to hit and the winds are starting. And after this show, I'm going to be doing a lot of, moving things around just so we'll see how it is. So do I have to do anything to prepare for the storm? Yeah, well, I'm just not sure exactly what's going to happen here. We're going to get winds. We're going to get the rains. I should be okay with the rains. It's the wind blowing things around. I have a number of actually those planter box cages outside that I need to corral in to make sure they don't topple over. With the weighted bottom, they usually don't have a problem, but it does. When winds get high enough, they can topple over. So Howard's saying you bring all your outside enclosures inside. I do a little bit of I put them under the patio, and that way it's protected. It's kind of like everything is protected by the house and is one block instead of individual things. So that's worked so far, but this is the first time we've had a tropical storm. So it's one of those things where maybe I should be a little bit more worried than I am. Maybe I don't know exactly what I'm in for, but we'll see. Facebook user just brought home something. Facebook user, if you could put your name at the end, because Facebook does not let me know who you are. Frickin' Facebook. Yeah, Genevieve's got wind concerns, and let's all celebrate because Mikey brought his first lateralis pair home, and we know Mikey's been working on this for a long time. Congratulations. All right, Liza Ann, last I heard it was like 30, 40 miles per hour. So that doesn't sound terrible to me. I think we're making a big deal out of this because we've never had this, but other places are just going to look at us and just roll their eyes. So, but anyway, everybody, whenever I have these sessions, someone says, show us a chameleon. And I can say, I can never find a chameleon because they're always hiding. I've got a chameleon that is not hiding, has made the mistake of not hiding. So give me a second. Give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and bring out a chameleon. Ha 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 ha. You suck. Come on. All right, almost there, almost there. He's not coming willingly. Not coming willingly. Okay, everybody. Who can identify this chameleon? All right, quiz time. It's not a commonly seen chameleon, although I have talked about it a lot. So let's see. Ooh, we have a good guess there by Eliza Ann. This is a male Trioceras cristatus, also known as the crested chameleon. And what's special about these is the male and female are sexually dimorphic in the way that the males are this chestnut, and he's dark right now because he didn't like being here, but they lighten up. They get quite interesting colors. And the female is green, bright green. And so they make quite the species. And the this species is from Cameroon. It's actually legal to export, and there's quota, but we don't see them because it's just not a species that's well known, and there aren't a whole lot of other species that can be exported right now, and so people just say it's not worth it. So, but anyway, it's a very cool species. They're deep forests. They don't like hanging out. They don't like basking. They don't like the lights. They don't like the UVB. And so it's kind of a different take on chameleon husbandry. Let's see, Eliza Ann, just listened to your podcast with Jurgen van Overbeek while I was grocery shopping this morning. Oh, the one about the cristatus? That's it. That's great. Oh, so yes, finally a cam on screen. So anyway, this is this one. I hatched this one out. So this one is a California native, and love him very much. So, all right, I'm going to put him back. Go, dude, go. Come on. There we go. All right. Oh, feed keeps going down. Hey guys, is anybody else having problems with the feed? Just, I'm doing a different internet thing, so I hope that feed is not on my side. Oh. All right. Oh, that is good. This special pumpkin spice chai blend from that my wife found. Oh, Conquistador is saying, wish I could hold mine like that. Guys, I will say, yes, he looked like he was calm. He did not like that at all. He was stressed. And that's why I very rarely hold my chameleons, and especially that species. That species is a very shy species. So that's the first time I've held him this calendar year. So it's he doesn't like that. When you deal with these, veiled chameleons and panther chameleons are, they tolerate a lot more than some of these more specialized rare species. And I happen to deal with a lot of rare species, as you would expect. Let's see. Is a fogger an unnecessary risk to our chameleons? No, a fogger works great. I don't know what the context of this question is. Foggers work very well for chameleons. Like anything dealing with water, they do need to be cleaned and make sure that you use them properly, because anything with water can grow bacteria. I know that you're going to see a lot out there of people saying that foggers are dangerous for chameleons and such like that. Unfortunately, I can't explain what's going on and why they say that. For many years, I've been using fogging. I've been doing episodes on fogging. I brought on people who use fogging. I brought on people who use fogging exclusively. They don't have misting and dripping. In fact, James Cross is here. He takes care of his parsons, and they are only fogged. There is no misting. There is no dripping. And so I know there's a number of people out there who are vocal about how fogging is not good for chameleons. And I'm all I can say is I don't see what they're seeing, and neither are the people who I am talking to. And it's not a U.S. European thing, because one of the first people I talked to about fogging was Mario Youngman, who's in the Netherlands. So this is, I think this is just something where we're going to have to evolve. I'm sure somebody somewhere had a bad experience, and then blamed it on fogging and then decided that fogging was bad for everyone. That's all I can figure. That happens a lot in our community, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, we crowdsource a lot of our information, of our husbandry information, and somebody has an experience and shares it, which they should. But the problem is sometimes the interpretation of what they saw was flawed. And this is okay. This is how it's meant to be. Somebody does an interpretation, sends it out there, and the rest of the community is supposed to test it and give other perspectives. And unfortunately, what happens is somebody makes a leap of logic, which is, maybe it's a reasonable thing. But then the rest of the community, instead of testing it, they accept it as gospel truth and then preach it and get offended if it's challenged. I think that's what's going on with fogging. So, guys, always challenge. And like I said a few podcasts ago, I actually brought on Jan Sapala, who goes to Kenya, to challenge something that I believed was true. And I had no reason to believe it wasn't true, except I looked at some pictures that confused me. And so I just, we got a lot of, we have to, as our community, we have to come up with ideas, interpretations, but we also have to disengage our ego from that and and allow it to be tested. Encourage it to be tested. People using them usually have infections. You see, Rewan Self, who are those people? And did they have them, and how did they use them? Because we people in the chameleon community are using them without infection. I have not had an infection in the 5 years that I've been using in fogging. So I don't doubt that somebody somewhere had an infection, and they may have erroneously or correctly attributed it to how they used their fogger. But that should reflect on how they used their fogger, not on fogging itself. Here's James Cross, who's uses fogging exclusively, only a fogger on his Parsons chameleons, and he's never had an infection. So instead of holding on to the fear mongering that's going on, or the people who don't want you to use fogging because it's going to, somebody somewhere had an infection, at least take into account the people who are using it correctly and are having great results with fogging. Now, that doesn't mean that the other people are wrong. What that means is we need to figure out what is the difference. What is the difference in implementation between what James is doing and what other people who have had troubles with infection are doing? That's how we grow as a community, when we figure out why different people have different results. And obviously, that's the way we figure out how to use things correctly. Because, I mean, you can use misting incorrectly and cause respiratory infections. Respiratory infections come when the immune system is compromised, and that happens when husbandry isn't up to par. That can be from too hot, too cold, too dry, too wet. Can be from anything. If it's outside of the husbandry parameters, it's going to cause a respiratory infection. It's not because that's because the respiratory infection comes from breathing in bacteria. It's not that there's something necessarily going on with breathing itself. That's just the easiest way for bacteria to get into the body. So hello, Chris. All right. Females laying eggs again. Congratulations, I think. July 3rd. She laid eggs July 3rd and is now laying again. Yeah, good luck. Yep, yep. That's what the chameleons do to us. They do that. I fog. My 3 chameleons have been doing so for a year. No issues on my end. Fog at night and only when temps are below 68 degrees. Yeah. It seems when you follow fogging at night and under 68 degrees, it's safe. Now, I'm not saying that other fogging won't work. What I'm saying is it's been pretty well established that this is a safe way to fog. It's Chris from Vermont. Hello, Chris. I've been fogging for 3 years, have 3 chameleons, never once have I had an RI. Never used a fogging system, and I thought about buying one, but it seems risky. Well, rewind self, this is a point where you have to make a decision. First of all, what is the benefit of fogging to you? You say it seems risky, and it's probably because you've been in groups where they say fogging will give respiratory infections and will kill your chameleon. You are now in another group where we fog every day, regularly, and we don't see respiratory infections. So the saying that fogging will kill your chameleon is false, is wrong, but it doesn't mean that fogging in certain conditions won't cause problems. And so what would be helpful for you, and this is something we all have to do, because we hear from different groups different things. You go to one group and they say that pothos will kill your chameleons, so keep pothos out of your cage. You go to other groups, they say that misting will kill your chameleons, so don't mist. And if you go to enough groups, you're gonna find that in one group, fogging is the only way to do it. In another group, fogging is going to kill your chameleons, and misting is going to kill your chameleons. And then in another group, misting is the only way to do it. And so once you go to all these different groups, you're going to say, I'm going to have to do a little bit of critical thinking to figure out why people are saying things. I hate to say this, but all of our little social media groups are less of exploratory and what's the best husbandry, and more of tribal empire building. And so you are now at a crossroads, and you'll have to just decide what you want to do. All I can do is present the evidence. You can go and you can listen to the podcast. I have podcasts and I have videos that are on fogging, and you can go and you can listen to the people talking about their experiences. This is McDo Exotics, Sean McNeely. He was on. He fogs babies, the most sensitive life stage of chameleons, and he fogs them. And so you can actually go to an episode, a live session here on YouTube, where Sean and James come on. So the two hardest husbandry hydration situations, babies and Parsons chameleons. And they both come on and they talk about how they fog exclusively and how it works for them. And so you can go and you can do research and you can figure out what people are doing that makes it work. Nicholas fogs as well, never had any RI issues. And fogging is a mainstay for me for many years. So what we need to do as a community is, I love it when I say we need to do it. So it's like everybody, but one thing that helps us move forward is to not be so black and white about people's experiences. Somebody somewhere had a problem with fogging. The extension of that experience, unfortunately, was to spread that fogging is bad, instead of, hey, what am I doing wrong? If we found that situation, we were able to analyze it, there's a good chance that we could say, oh, wait a minute. You were fogging while the basking light was on. You hadn't cleaned out your fogger. There could have been something that we now know and that we could have fixed the situation. But this is the problem with things that are passed down from generation to generation and person to person, is we don't know the original situation. So I guess I can only present to you the experiences and the evidence of the people in the community. And fogging is actually becoming an incredible hydration tool to incorporate into your husbandry. So you're welcome to join if you'd like. If you're still nervous about it, then you don't have to do it. Just watch until more people do it, and sooner or later, there will come a time where you say, "Okay, I'm comfortable trying it now." There's no reason that you have to jump into something that you are not comfortable with. If what you're doing is hydrating your chameleon, then you're fine. You can just watch. My Chameleon Academy is meant to push husbandry as close to nature as possible. That doesn't mean that you have to do everything that I am talking about to have a happy life with your chameleon. So just watch, just sit back and watch until you are comfortable enough with it. Oh, we have Tia from Finland. Hello. It's always good to see you here. Now, just be glad that you don't. Two Turtle Tom, what was the context of that? I know it takes me a long time to get through the chat, and so I miss context. But I'm glad that you don't. I'm going to be glad. I am going to be glad that I don't. And he started fogging my hatchling about 1 week old. Have an itsy bitsy baby panther rescue that gets fogged, and she's doing great. So, and I just want to you'll notice we run self in this group, because we've talked about fogging year after year and so many people have done it. The people who know that fogging is an effective hydration method congregate to the Chameleon Academy. And so you're going to find a concentration of people who have fogged successfully and really like it here. If you go to a group where they routinely say that fogging is going to kill your chameleons, everybody who knows that that's not true and loves fogging is not going to be in that group. And so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everybody in that group has bought onto fogging is bad. And so if you go to those groups, you're saying, oh, why is everybody saying the fogging is bad? And then you come here. Oops. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, everybody. Oh, boy. Okay. Oof. All right. Can everybody see? Okay, we're having interesting situations. I've had to change the camera. I'm sorry about that. Not sure what went on. That's not going to be fun. I don't like this camera as much. But anyway, as I was saying, you find concentrations on the internet. And the thing is, it becomes a thing where you go onto a group and you feel like, wow, everybody is saying this, so it must be true. When the fact is that that group has filtered out everybody who has another viewpoint. And so when you come here, you're going to hear a lot of people talking about how fogging is great. Well, that's because they've left all the other groups that say fogging is bad, and they congregate here. So you may be surprised at how you have such a different experience with the people that hang around the Chameleon Academy. All right. Christopher's handicap panther with no tongue is eating horn and silkworms out of the bulbines. Excellent. Christopher has had a handicap panther that didn't have a tongue. And so we were talking about how you're going to be rehabilitating and giving this panther a great life. And this is the thing. Chameleons are very resilient. And so in a situation like this, where a chameleon doesn't have a tongue, It's amazing how they adapt to other ways of eating. And so they'll eat out of a bowl. I had a chameleon that couldn't shoot out his tongue, and I would feed the chameleon by hand every day. And it's actually interesting how much of a relationship you can build with a chameleon when they're dependent upon you. Now, I don't recommend making a chameleon dependent upon you, but if a chameleon has an issue with a tongue, that's not the death of it. That they can have a great long life. You just need to be there for them. All hail, praise chameleon. They're right. That's right. No, I don't need to be starting a religion here, but I appreciate the encouragement. But no, no, no. Let's see. Chandler's here. Good afternoon, Bill. I was watching some of your past lives and wondering, will Rob Koch be brought back on? Oh, Rob Koch is always welcome here, and he comes on a couple of times a year. So yes, I don't know when or for what purpose, but you are. I can guarantee you that Rob Koch will be back on for some reason or another. So. Let's see. Two Turtle Tom said, if you do leave a comment that shows evidence of critical thinking, she immediately bans that member. She literally has dozens of moderators in her force her cult. Like, I'm not sure who you're talking about, but I know there's many people out there. So Two Turtle Tom's talking about something, but this is a good thing for us to talk about. Various Facebook groups, Reddit, social media groups. The leadership is in place. Basically, it ends up being, this is our little corner of the world, and we are here for what we say, and they're not going to like you posting anything different. Now, I will say, you got to be that way. That is how Facebook groups, Reddit, that has to be done, because you always have people coming on just trying to cause trouble. And so you have to kick off people that just want to cause trouble. The problem with that, of course, is if you need, even though you have to have a closed group like that, as far as information, you have to, the leadership has to continually be looking for new information, continually be challenging what they are saying. That's the only way you're going to have a group that really is good with husbandry, pushing forward with husbandry. That's why on Facebook, I only am part of the Chameleon Enthusiast Facebook group, because it's got me, Dr. Chris Anderson, Mark Schertz, Sean McNeely, James Cross, and these people who are really pushing husbandry forward. And so you need a team that's doing that, or else the group becomes stagnant, and then there's just becomes an echo chamber. So this is important for you if you go off and you like those groups, because they're fun. You want to have community, but you got to be very careful on who's leading the group, and make sure that they are really looking for the right information instead of defending what they've done all this time. And I can tell you, you're here at the Chameleon Academy, you know what I do. You know I take whatever I believe and I challenge it. So that's what I do here. You're not going to find that in too many other groups. So I would say do an audit of the people that influence you. What groups are you part of? Are they healthy groups? And it's your decision. You decide what you want to fill your head with. And you can't just accept when people say things confidently. I mean, same with me. I encourage you to challenge me. Now, not frivolously. I've done a lot of work. You are welcome to challenge me, but you better be ready to do that work as well and meet me at an equal plane. You start, if I know that you don't know what you're talking about, yeah, I'm going to say something that sounds arrogant because you're wasting my time. So you're welcome to question. You're welcome to challenge. Just make sure you're doing it in good faith. So let's see. I absolutely use fogging as the main hydration. Disconnected my misting nozzles because I didn't like them pounding on my boys. But hand misting before and after lights. Yeah, and that's the best thing about fogging. Two things is you're not spraying your chameleons, which they don't like, and you're not using a whole lot of water. And if you can get the same kind of hydration without using the water, that's a plus. But the thing is, when you're using the hydration, the fogging, you're keeping your chameleons from getting dehydrated. You're keeping your chameleons from getting thirsty, and they just never have to do the drinking. And that is a huge benefit. We're not just bringing in fogging because we want to complicate things. We are finding it's really helping the chameleons. And so that's the reason why we're doing it. We're not doing it because it's new. It's a trendy thing to do. It's part of us, our continual growth in chameleon herpetoculture. Waiting for delivery of the Mist King Rain Zone. Hope it works. Joanne, I have one of those, but I haven't hooked it up yet. I think it's promising. It's a we used to have a product like that called the Rain Dome for a company that is no longer in business, and so this should work. And if anybody's wondering what this is a something that goes above the cage, and it's just like a dome type thing, and you spray into the dome. So instead of spraying the animals directly, it hits the sides, and so what comes down through the screen is just this more of a mist and a fine rain or a drip, so you don't have that pressurized blasting. So it's a promising product, and yeah, I've got to hook it up. I've had it since last November. Only had snakes. Someone gave me a sick chameleon. And learning through your channel is doing awesome. Excellent. Now he has a wonderful spoiled life. That's what this is all about. Spoil your chameleons. Now I am hooked on them too. Oh, chameleons are addictive. They really are. they're so wonderful. So I haven't scaled back on misting yet personally because I'm still working on what I need to adjust for fogging my chameleons. Once I get that zeroed in, I'll listen to my misting sessions. Yeah, everybody, you look at the Chameleon Academy and you see my hydration schedule. It combines misting, fogging, and dripping. So at no time do I say, even though I present people who do fogging 100%, at no time am I saying you have to do it that way. These are all tools for us to use in our particular situation, and we need to get good at using those tools. And Eliza Ann is doing exactly what you should do. She's using all of her tools, and as she dials it in and perfects it, she'll be able to have a very effective hydration approach. Let's see. Once again, something out of context, but sounds good. That's the truth. All right, we're gonna go with it. And everybody, of course, I'm not. I'm making fun of myself because when I don't know what you're saying, because it takes me so long to get through the chat. So, but yes, please continue. We have an update here. Tia from Finland had a female Xantholophus that she got in. Definitely was pregnant. 13 babies are 5 days old now. Oh, precious. The moment when I came home from work and noticed the situation. Priceless. Yes. When you have a female Jackson's chameleon, especially one that has had access to males, we often come home to situations like babies in our cage. Yeah. I'm glad. Please keep me updated. I just love chameleon babies. They're just so much fun. So much fun. Uh, oh, James is bringing in still use misting. Use a lot less generally in the morning after the lights have been in a while just to bring humidity up for a day. All right. It's good. It's good. Oh my goodness. We have Ranunculus. Christoph has joined us. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, and Chandler got his copy of Mountain Dragons. Yes, yes. Okay, everybody, that is the book from Jan Stapala, the absolute best book, most gorgeous book we in the chameleon community have, and it's I just got more in from Jan, and so you go dragonstrand.com, you can buy Mountain Dragons there, and oh, we got Germany in. It is so much fun seeing how all the people from people from around the world are coming in and joining. Uh, well, I got some news on my side. I have been, if you've been listening, you know I've been working with 3D printing, and I have my first. I have a class that I am giving, and I'm giving it live on 3D printing for reptile keeping. This is a paid class, but I've been doing a bunch of printing of some designs just as a demonstration of what you can do with the 3D printer. There's my, this is actually a glow in the dark dragon. It glows blue. Here's a skull of a Brookesia paramata and a benchy. This is, they call this a benchy because this is a benchmark. This design shows how 3D printers tests the what a 3D printer can do, and of course these are all just the fun stuff I've been doing. I've been making stuff for cages all along here. So I've got, if anybody is interested in 3D printing for reptile keeping, I have a class that actually starts at 2 p.m. Pacific. So like in an hour, 15 minutes is the first class. Go to chameleonacademy.com. You can sign up there. It is a paid class. It's 4 consecutive Saturdays. And I will assume you have absolutely no knowledge of 3D printing. And I start you off from ground zero. We go through learning about 3D printing, picking out a printer. So if you don't have one, and then how to design in 3D space, and then for business. And this is really all for helping us in the reptile community be able to trip out our cages. There's so much that I've been able to do with 3D printing. And so I want to encourage other people in the community to be part of that. And I'm going to be having in the Chameleon Academy Journal, that's the digital magazine that I am doing every other month. Every other month, there's going to be a 3D project that you can print for free that will help you enjoy your chameleon hobby. Let's see. Christopher just got done reading Mountain Dragons. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see. I have trouble getting humidity down during the day in the summer, even with the dehumidifier. Yeah, some people have that problem. I don't live in a place where I have that problem, but I know you got like my admins I have that I work with, Alicia. It's always humid where she is. Let's see. Christoph has a question. Do you ever have the problem of a humidity wave? At the time, constant outdoor humidity at 80%. Can't get my room below 60%, even with the AC and dehumidifier. Christoph, that happens not often for me, but there are certain times of the year where, yeah, I cannot. Everything is humid and humid and humid. And in situations like that, I let it be humid. I actually have no problem. I don't care if it's 80% humidity during the day, as long as my surfaces dry out. And so as long as your cage surfaces dry out, then it's okay for humidity to be high. That's really the only reason why we in captivity care about the humidity going down during the day. It's for the cage, the hygiene of the cage. But like in Madagascar, it's like 80%, easily 80% humidity during the day. I mean, it's always humid there. So the lower humidity is for us. So it's really not a problem. But what I do have to do is I have to cut down on the amount of hydration I add to the cage to make sure that it doesn't overwhelm the cage. And if you just nothing ever dries out, you can just go down to a dripper. And you may find that with that high humidity, your chameleons really don't need to drink a whole lot. Yeah. Do you happen to know any other young chameleon keeper? Speaking of groups, I'd love to be able to talk to some people my age every once in a while. Chandler, what kind of age range are we talking about? I don't know of any groups that are specifically for kids. Although if I don't think that age is going to be a much of a problem. A number of us chameleon keepers, we got old, but we didn't grow up. So I think you're going to find there'll be a lot of people who will be very happy to speak on any level. So, on Facebook, it's The Chameleon Enthusiast. That's the best book on best group on Facebook. You can also go to chameleonforums.com. That's another place to check out. Although they have a mature audience, mature people there. They've been around since 2003. So there's a lot of, do I call them old timers? Well, I'm older than a lot of them, so I guess I can do that. Let's see. Yes, this is the truth. If your female has ever been exposed to a male, yeah, you're in for a lifetime of babies. And Genevieve says this is right. We're all kids at heart. Have to be to do with what we do for critters. Yeah. And Chandler, really, yeah, we've got to do adult fights, but at heart, we're still kids. Just found your page and I'm looking at getting a panther chameleon in a year or so. Oh, excellent. You're going to have a year of research ahead of you, but you're helping me prepare and learn. Thank you for sharing you're absolutely welcome. And Captain McBaldo, with a year of research, you are going to hit the ground running. There is good information out there. All of this stuff talking about how chameleons are fragile and will die soon on you, that's from people who got into it without preparing. We know so much that all it takes is a little bit of research and you're going to be able to do great. And with a year of research, you're going to do just fine. Joanne, thank you very much. Yay. Got a super sticker. That's when people on YouTube, you're able to do super stickers, and that supports the live. I appreciate that. Got my first case of bacterial infection. Streptococcus in the air tract. Really hope is not related to fogging. Well, if your fogging tubes are clean, then it shouldn't be. There should be no reason. Yeah, you'll fit right in here if you want to do the best for your cam. This is the place. Yeah. Yeah, we all have fun. And I try to keep, there's always drama. Whenever you get human beings together, there's always drama. And I mean, you go to these, it's amazing. You go on social media, you have so much, and I avoid that. And you can go on, you can see a lot of real interesting stuff uh, out there, and people are on there just to badmouth other people. I got like I say, you just decide what you want to be around. I know it's addictive to have that drama and to, oh, who are we beating up on now? And I guess it's something about our human innate. We just like doing that. I don't know, but it just gets tiring after a while, and you realize it's really not about chameleons. It's about tribal warfare. And so I just know you don't have to do that. You can be part of the chameleon community without getting involved in that. And the way you do it, don't be in groups that badmouth other people. That's as simple as that. You're filling your head with garbage if you're doing that. And we really can't get away from that 100%. I mean, I try, but I've got people out there, all sorts of different groups out there that say all sorts of things about me. And some of the things aren't very nice, and some of the things are completely false. And they try to be as insulting as possible. But you got to decide: do you want to be part of that? Do you want to listen to that kind of stuff? And I don't. And so I try to isolate the Chameleon Academy as much as possible from all of that stuff out there. Every now and then I do have to address it, but I try to do so in a professional manner. So, but my purpose is to create a kind of a walled garden here for people who love chameleons and just want to have fun with chameleons. And that's that's the whole reason for the Chameleon Journal. For those who don't know, I have a digital magazine called the Chameleon Journal, and I made it specifically for us to get a coffee, sit down, and just enjoy reading the Chameleon Journal. Next issue comes out October 1st. Well, whatever the Saturday next to October 1st. And I'm already working on that. I love it so much. It is so peaceful, and I have so much fun making that magazine. So if you haven't seen that magazine yet, you can go to chameleonacademy.com and just look for Chameleon Academy Journal. You can click on that, and you can enjoy reading through it. And there's a sign up there for the Chameleon Academy newsletter. And then you can sign up for the newsletter. And if you do that, then you get a notification when the next issue is released. Hey, Stephanie made it. Yeah. I only got a YouTube thing to join this week. Well, I am honored. I am sorry that you had to at least get close to social media. Believe me, it's like one of those things that you need to do if you want to get out in the world. So I'm part of social media, even though sometimes it's just go, why am I doing this? Well, I know why I'm doing this. It's 17. Chandler is 17. It can be hard talking to adults sometimes because they just look at me like a kid when I'd like to have more articulate discussions, if that makes sense. Well, Chandler, you're not going to find articulate discussions with other teenagers. Unless you have a group unless you find a group that is as dedicated as you are, then they may be out there. So you just look for it. But if you come on social, like the Chameleon Enthusiast Facebook group, you don't have to tell anybody you're 17. And believe me, we have adults that act 13. So your physical age really is not an issue there. And if you want to have articulate discussions, there's a lot of people. I mean, we love having articulate discussions because most of the time we just get the craziest. We love good conversations. Most of the time we don't get good conversations. How do you prove genetics of female panther chameleons? Well, you either get a genetic test done through, let's see, I did an interview with those people. I need to talk to Benson again. I forget the company name, but there is a genetic test, and then just by getting babies from her and seeing what comes out, those are the only ways. Are there fun podcast topics planned for the rest of the year? You would like? Well, of course there is. And actually, Christoph, if you go to the Chameleon Academy Journal, that digital magazine that I talked about, you can actually go to a page and you can see what's planned for the rest of August and September. And so in every one of these journals, I give what's coming up for the next 2 months. But yeah, but if you want to tease, I'll say next Friday is going to be all about Tribulinotus. We're going to do an Outer Fringes episode. So you want to learn about crocodile skinks. So. Oh, James is coming out. I guess I'll expose my age. He's 59. Well, you know why I like having James around? Because I can say I'm the young one. I haven't been able to say that with a whole lot of people. And so I keep James around. He makes me young. I'm going to be 55 this year in December. Ooh, been doing this for a while. So. Let's see. The female chameleon I wrote about, the one in bad condition, is alive and even hissed at me. Excellent. I am glad to hear that. What age chameleon stops whistling when he or she doesn't like something? They never stop. Oh, they get used to you and don't hiss or whistle as much, but they'll do that for the rest of their life if they don't like you. James Cross is a youngin. Steve, yep, Steve Hefner is another one of our other senior citizens. I don't even know how old Steve is. So we just know he's older than 59 now. So yeah, we got some old timers here, and yeah, I guess I'm now in that bracket. Oh, hey, Tia. Now everybody wants to see photos. Well, Tia, are you on Instagram? I think you are. I thought you were on Instagram. Tia, if you post some of your babies on Instagram, tag me, and then I'm going to put it on the Chameleon Academy stories and share everybody. Although, let's see, I don't think Eliza Ann is on Instagram. Yeah, well, it's not as easy to do here on YouTube. And let's see. I took a risk of babies when I bought her, but I didn't expect it happening. Yes, not so soon, but little ones are so adorable. Hopefully everything goes well. Well, yeah. Yeah, and you know all the basics. The big things is raise them separately, give them nighttime drops, and those are the big ones. So, yep, you're a young one, Bill. Well, thank you very much, Joanne. I'll take what I can get. I love the chameleon, but it most definitely does not love me. Yeah, this is kind of the way it is with chameleons. We all have experienced this. Been there. Don't rush going up too fast. Chandler at 17, you are in the prime. Enjoy. Just there is so much for you to absorb right now. You have so much that you have so much growth that you can go so much further. I mean, you can absorb information in a year that it took us decades to figure out. So when you are my age, you're going to be so much further than I am right now. It's I am, in a way, I'm envious, but in another way, it's so much fun being part of laying down that foundation that, yeah, I'm loving where I am, but you just keep it up. Keep it up, Chandler. How much is Hobby Chameleon addictive? Very. How many do you have? I am actually cutting down on the number that I have. I don't know how many I have actually. Just had a bunch of babies, and so that just messes the numbers up. What's the logo on your shirt? Actually, Nicholas, this is my old shirt. That's an old design. Decided to use an old design today. But anyway, I'm going to put up some other designs. I've gotten the itch to make some more designs. So, all right, everybody, I am going to have to sign off here and protect my voice. In an hour, I have the 3D printing for reptile keepers class that I'm giving live. And so if you want to sign up, you can still sign up. Go to chameleonacademy.com and you'll see the big thing for the class. And so if you've had any interest in 3D printing, go ahead. You can sign up for the class. I will start you off from zero. So if you don't know anything about 3D printing, but we're interested, this is the best way to start, because I'll start it and I'll be teaching it from a reptile keeper's perspective. And so I'll talk about the things that are important to us. Making figurines is all cool and all, but that's kind of a different approach. So, all right, everybody, I really appreciate you coming here. I'll be live next Tuesday, but next Tuesday, I will have to get off a little bit early because next Tuesday is the premiere of Ahsoka, and I am of the Star Wars generation. I was there in 1977 in the theaters, and Star Wars defined my generation, and so I am going to honor that by watching Ahsoka on Disney Plus. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can survive this storm. I'll get everything ready, and I'll see you all on Tuesday on Instagram. Anyway, see y'all later. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Rare Genetics. Thank you, Stephanie. Rare Genetics is the one who does the testing, the DNA testing for Panther chameleons. So, all right.